a great week. We traveled without anybody else. It was just us. Here, scooch your bunsies, or I'll just here move this over a little bit. There. Okay. Yep. Yep. I'm just
so exciting.
Getting back to the normal life. Well, what is supposed to happen at the beginning? Like, we're not like.
We're supposed to have, okay, like, I think the pro YouTubers now, it's not live, and they've got the music and the signs and stuff like that. And
well, and someday maybe we will have some of the, maybe music. We're going to have some music later.
We are going to have some music later.
Hello,
Hi,
good
Alyssa.
morning.
I hope I don't have lipstick on my teeth.
Let me see. Right here, just a little bit, but not much.
I'll eat it. Yummy. Yeah, so we traveled, and we were I think we were pretty good about adding to our story.
Yep.
And so we did an airplane selfie. I posted that, and then I was looking back, when we landed and got all settled, and my husband had been like, he just texted, he's like, you have something in your teeth.
Oh, yeah, because we posted that picture.
And it was like one of those quinoa seeds.
Right. Now, luckily, now that we're telling you now, you can't go back and look at it because that story's gone.
That story's gone, disappeared. I don't know. You can probably find it somewhere. But yes, it was a great trip.
Like
so
invigorating.
We're back.
I think just going to a new place too, like just a different location.
You know what I think?
Even though it was a convention center.
I think it's people. It's
right.
connection with people. It's not a connection with a screen. It's not a connection with color cards on a screen in our situation for yarn buying.
Right.
It's not a connection with of like even just a boring email. It's a person connection. It's a people thing. I was with you. It was people. And honestly, that's probably the key to our future.
Right. Yeah, and I think
like all of
even
us.
Some of those statistics sort of reflected that from one year to the next.
Yeah. So we went to a couple of great panel discussions, or panel and then a report that will dive into just a smidge about the market itself. And then we also will show you some goodies that we got. We'll talk about what's coming. We will talk about events that are coming up in the shop.
Our adventures while we were there.
A little bit of our adventures.
I don't want to call them mishaps, but...
Yeah, do we want to fess up about the suitcase incident? Not live. Okay.
Needless to say, something was...
and the phone incident?
You mean all of Linda's incidents?
I got blisters.
I saved your blisters.
No, not really. I had my Band-Aids.
I guess I can tell you because I don't think anybody will tell my husband, which I haven't said. So anyway, we got off the plane in Chicago and we had to go get
smooth travels.
Yeah, we've got your carry-on and all that stuff, and then we went to go get our suitcases, got the suitcases, and then we were like looking at our phones and trying to figure out where to go, and we went, we were not out of the airport yet, but we weren't that far, but
we had to figure out like where the airport shuttle was, no big deal, but anyway, the signage was, so we asked. We were slightly distracted by that.
And then when we probably walked to the opposite end of that same area, I'm like, where's my backpack?
Yeah, she stopped, looked at me. She's like, where's my backpack? I'm like,
then I'm like, where's my suitcase?
Well, then you're like, you're filtering. You're like, well, maybe it's at the baggage claim. So we head back that direction. And then on the way, you're like, where's my suitcase?
Right. I mean, I had my big suitcase. Yes, they were connected. Anyway, so... and then I'm like hustling, right?
Yeah,
and,
you started running.
Because I'm freaking out
to the baggage claim looking.
My computer is in this luggage plus my passport,
like ID, everything.
So,
and then you're looking there. I'm like, I see it in basically the middle of the floor.
Yes, like nobody paid attention
not
to
by the
it.
Baggage claim, just like in the little
thank
hallway.
God nobody thought there was like anything, explosive in there. So anyway,
I got that.
I got that.
Calm down.
Right. Right.
Then
Yeah,
we're
and then
good.
I left a phone in a bathroom.
Someone, I was washing my hands and someone came out and she's like, "Did anyone?" And she was from Ireland. "Did anyone leave the phone in the stall?" And I like the screen,
I
I'm
like
like,
your
"Oh my God,
accent.
that's Linda's grandkids." I'm like, "That's not my phone, but I'm taking it." God.
So, well, you really have to be careful with me. Easily distracted.
Everyone needs a handler.
Yeah, yeah. Sue is my handler. So, but she
That
didn't
was
do a
pretty
good
funny.
job.
I didn't. I wasn't paying attention to the backpack at all. I'm like, I got my own stuff. I'm good.
But don't worry, she has her own stories leading us to.
Okay. Then the other one, I guess, that was pretty funny to us. I don't know. We did all our buying. That was great. Friday had
Here,
some
give me that.
time
Give me your phone.
to go. Friday we had some time to wander around the city, and my nieces live in Chicago, so we made a plan to meet them. And I'm like, let's take the public transit. Let's take the blue line because traffic is always a nightmare. You're sitting in an Uber for 40 minutes, or you're sitting on a train for 40 minutes. I decided that let's try the train, and Linda was like, okay. So anyway, on the train, the blue line is like this diagonal thing into the heart of the city. So we did that, and then we had to like figure out, on your phone. I'm still not great at reading a phone map.
Yeah, especially trying to figure out like really which way
are you
where's
going?
north in the city,
The
because you've
little
got
thing,
tall
you
buildings
see your dot, and then it's like going somewhere. But anyway, it was a beautiful day, so not super panicked about that. We did go apparently in the opposite direction of where we needed to go, but we figured that out. Got to the place, did a little shopping, had a nice meal, chatted with the nieces, and then, the afternoon was going fast, and so then we're like, okay, well, let's head back. And to the girls, can you point us in the direction of the station?
Yeah.
Well, we told them the wrong station because we didn't even know, like we couldn't remember. And she's like, is it this one? I like, yeah, it starts with a C. So she's like, okay, here. And like clicks it all up on my phone as the 20 somethings do, handed me the phone. And so off we go. And we recognized some landmarks that we had seen on the way. And so we're like, okay, right direction. But it was the wrong station. It wasn't the blue line. It was something that we could have probably,
like,
if we were
connected,
smarter and not from Montana where you don't do this, we probably could have done the connection thing, but we didn't. So, okay, we're like, well, okay, we are figuring it out ourselves. And so back to the Union Station we decided to go, which was the big old, the old school train station, which was beautiful and cool. And then we knew that from there we could probably find the right station,
Right, so
the blue line station. So we ended up, we asked, somebody offered to help us. She's like, oh, the blue line's really tricky.
But she said, go back to Union Station.
No. Wait. This was the first person.
Oh,
She's
first
like, go
person.
here,
Okay.
and then go there. And so we did that. But when we went that way, then we ran into this other person who had a suitcase, and we're like, hey, are we in the... She's like, no, if I were you, I'd go back 4 blocks past Union Station, then you'll find it. She was actually right, but we did have to go to the bathroom, so we stopped in Union Station for a pit stop. And while we were walking into that Amtrak station, we hear this. So we turned around. Yeah, that was funny.
And that we just,
it was just perfect.
And we broke out laughing. It was hilarious.
We did. We busted out laughing, and some people were like waiting, like sitting they're like turned around and looked at us. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, but we got to our stop. It was kind of a relief to get there, sit down. Then we knew that the train would handle us the rest of the way.
Right.
So anyway, that was
really once you get
adventure
on the trains, it was pretty simple. I mean, you're just sitting there, and it was clean, and it was. I mean, it was a bus. It wasn't or a train. It wasn't.
It was good. It was a relief to get there. I'm sure that if we were regulars in the city, although we came back and we're telling Liz about it, who lived in Chicago for a while, and she's like, "Oh yeah, everyone gets turned around in the loop." like the interior, the
oh,
core of the city. And she said, if people really say they understand the loop, there's something wrong with them. So, anyway.
Good. Well, at least we weren't the only ones.
So that was exciting. But yeah, the market itself was awesome. And so we went 3 years ago.
Right. Their very first year in Chicago.
To H&H Cologne. Well, H&H Chicago. It is a company that is it is a German company. So their parent headquarters is in Cologne, Germany. They've got this new entity, new-ish, in Chicago.
Yep.
And as you would imagine, the Germans are super well organized. So
and they were.
it continued to be I mean, we knew that the first year we went. The next 2 years, like, they changed the dates, and so our schedules did not align. And then last year, we got our wonderful award.
Right. So.
Which is why we didn't go. We received, the Montana Woman-Owned Business of the Year award, so you probably want to be there for that, which was awesome. So anyway, and the first year that we didn't go, it was just this scheduling thing. So we had a 2-year hiatus. Back this year, the show has grown a ton.
So much. It is...
I mean, it was big.
It's a huge.
It was big.
It was, yeah. It was really
3 years
big.
ago. This year was even bigger. So, the first opening thing, the German lady who's the overall person in charge said that they had, compared to last year, a 38% growth in exhibitors. They had a 20% physical space growth.
Mm-hmm, I could tell.
They were taking over. This is a huge convention center, and so there's an upstairs and a downstairs and escalators,
tons
and
of rooms
tunnels
for
to the
classes and different kinds of
It really was.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff.
The upstairs component was new to us. Maybe it was new to them too. So there were 5,000 industry professionals from 46 states. They said. And they had a 26% attendance increase over last year.
Right, that's a lot.
It was a lot. Lots of cool outfits.
Oh yeah,
beautiful quilts, beautiful fabric. We're not in the fabric biz.
Yeah, but a lot of what was there is fabric.
Well,
and
fabric
yarn.
notions, sewing machines, knitting machines, yarn. I think that was we covered those bases, right? There was not, there was a little bit of books.
Oh, yes.
And some
books.
Sort of maybe craft shop adjacent things that you might paint by number kits.
Yeah, or those little
the beading things. There was one booth who tried to get Linda to do a whole paint by number.
Well, yeah. I did a little tiny bit. Color number 18.
Beautiful displays, beautiful quilts. I didn't follow the quilting. I think there were some maybe quilts on display that had been in different shows.
I know Kay Fassett was there.
He was honored
with in the
There was a fashion show that we did not make it to. There was a cosplay show. So we did see a few people wandering around in costumes, which was fun. And then it was exciting. I think there might have been one other
Glenda
thing.
the Good Witch.
Yeah. Okay. Also, H&H Chicago in 2024 was one of the top 50 fastest growing trade shows in the U.S. So, yay us.
I think it speaks
all
so
part
much
of that.
to wanting to be a part of a community and go see things and people and instead of doing it all online. I do think it speaks to
fun.
That tremendously. Yeah.
And so, and maybe it's unique to the craft business. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if we're one of the fastest growing trade shows, I'd sort of be interested to know what some of the other trade shows were. But
when we were leaving, they were doing the fast turnaround for the next trade show, which was food safety.
Yes, and then there was an international gem and jewelry show. So
I think personally that people are reaching the point where we have to make a conscious decision to connect.
Right.
I mean, I think with AI and the internet in general, worldwide, you're either going to be the person who sits in front of your screen all day long and feels connected with whatever you're doing. The reality is, studies are showing, there's a loneliness epidemic. We are not connected. AI is not connecting us. I'm on a soapbox, but people need, and so I think like the conscious decision to see people, to get out of your house, to get away from your screen, to go out and see people. And it's a lot of work to go to that market.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's work.
We had to plan for stuff in the shop. Our shop was well covered by staff. Thank you
Thank you.
all.
Yes.
It's amazing. We love you all. Our customer base is phenomenal. We are blessed. And then, but it is a hell of a lot of work, honestly, to leave. And everyone knows that when you go on a vacation or whatever, you know, it's a lot of work to do that. And sometimes it's a lot of work to like get dressed, put on makeup, leave your house.
Right.
Or not put on makeup.
Well,
we don't care.
We did. We got up. We got
anyway.
dressed. We put on makeup, and we
Yeah,
went and
we
met
figured
new
out.
people.
We figured out. We didn't lose luggage. We did it. But anyway, and then it's, you know, it's sometimes you're aggravated by people or whatever. But it's also super entertaining.
Yeah.
So fun. We saw some great crochet pants on people's
multiple
bodies.
pairs of crochet
Beautiful
pants.
crochet dress. The quilts, like these super modern minimalistic quilts, you know, not your 4-patch, you know, all that. It's great. Everyone, I mean, we all know it. It's good to get out. So anyway, but I do think, and we listened to some reports on the craft industry and just trends for online shopping versus not online shopping, and then demographics for age groups. We did hear that most quilt yarn shop owners are 55 and older. So hello, younger people.
It's time to get quilting.
Well, no, you might want to think about that as, you know, we start dying off. Are you going to have a local yarn store, local fabric store, those kinds of things?
But the age demographics for knitting skews younger.
A little bit younger than quilting.
A little bit easy, because quilters on the average have 4 machines. So there's, you know, an expenditure there. But with knitting, it's a lot less expensive to get into it. And you've got the time that you can devote to it, you know, even if you have kids, and it's portable. You know, sewing machines aren't very portable. People try to do it, but so I do think that
that was kind of interesting.
Knitting definitely skews younger.
I think
crochet,
knitting and crochet. They did talk quite a lot about, you know, in uncertain times, which we've been in for maybe a while, some people say, you know, the need to connect with people again is like the most critical thing. And so reconnect, recharge, and create. This is us, you know, so.
And that was us this week. I mean,
we were reconnecting
and recharged.
We reconnected, and we reconnected with our friends from Sticks, which was great.
And Yarn and Honey up in Great Falls.
Yarn and Honey, Polka Dot Sheep, Mountain Colors. So there was a Montana contingent there. That was great. And then also, you know, we've had these like virtual connections with some of our vendors, like the redesigned bag people.
Yes,
we got to actually meet
They were so fun.
Super lovely in person, as he is on email, but person was great, better. Yeah. So anyway,
well, let's dive into some stuff that we.
Do you want to talk about what is coming up, maybe?
Okay, all right.
Okay, market. We did receive a giveaway that we want to share with you.
So today,
from the people who comment today, like all the things are on our YouTube.
So we've got this great. I just noticed the other side of it.
You can have it in also Icelandic.
Yes, you can have the pattern in Icelandic or English.
In English. So our friends at Lopi's, you know, very like, oh, take a ball of yarn and a pattern. So here we go. This is the color we chose. Cute beret. We think berets are gonna be back with a vengeance this fall, and we're gonna make it happen. I mean, people have been asking.
I think that
for beret patterns.
That's right.
So anyway, this is great. Lopi's a wonderful company. That was fun.
Okay, so comment on the video, and you'll be in the run for
as
that
and be a
treat.
subscriber.
Right.
I'm sure
Yes.
you're all
Yes.
subscribers.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
that's that. We have events to talk about. How's your Shirtees going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Here, let me get it.
Okay. We did do some knitting on the trip, obviously. airplane,
But
airport.
not on the train.
No, we didn't bring it on the train. I'm glad,
Which was
because that
probably
was
a good idea, because that
was a
meant
lot.
we would have had to schlep it around for
Schlep it
hours, over
around.
20,000 steps. By the way,
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
It was good. Great. It was a beautiful day. So here's my T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
It's
And
coming
you had
along.
a lot of compliments on that colors on the
Yeah, the
airplane.
colors.
Remember?
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the flight
yeah,
attendants. Yeah. So this is growing. You asked me if I was going to get another skein of this when I run out. I actually think I'm going to.
Okay.
Because I tried it on last night. I still have a ways to go. It's going to require some blocking.
Well, as everyone should.
Yeah, I don't technically full on. I did not swatch this, so I'm gonna go to a bigger needle here. Hi, Doris.
Hello, Doris.
So anyway, that's that. But it's coming along, and one stitch at a time.
Well, yeah, and it takes me quite a while to get through my rows. But I do think that doing stripes kind of in your brain, it seems like it's going faster.
It's fun. Stripes are fun.
So yeah, hang on, I'm stuck on my yarn here, but
hey, that's the same pink as that.
I know, I'm pretty predictable, really. And
Cute.
actually, yeah, it's exactly the same pink.
That's
Anyway,
from a lot of it's from our friends at Kelborn.
I've tried this on, and it's gonna
be
fit
cute.
really
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Really cute. I'm loving it, actually. So,
And that's good, because you really won't be able to block that cotton much bigger.
no, I know. Yeah, it fits really nice.
Uh-huh.
But like it probably, yeah, it's a lot of, I can get through a stripe probably
In an airplane ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
cute.
it's really
Super
cute.
cute.
I'm looking forward to hopefully wearing it.
This summer.
But
Okay.
that's my Shirtees, and
Yeah, how's it
so-
going? We have one finisher of Shirtees already.
We
That
do,
would be
so-
yesterday.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know when
Yep.
she finished it, but she was wearing it yesterday.
Yeah,
Cute.
it was cute, and
Very
honestly, that I think that might be like something. I stopped this.
Oh.
I whipped that out because I really want to wear something new for summer,
Right.
and this is not going to be done.
These finer gauge things.
It maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
when
we
it-
should switch it up and do Shirtees like in January.
I know,
But that would be, I don't know.
but everybody wants to be warm on their laps, so
yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
that's going on. And that Shirtees is, you can still join it. We have a few labels left. Shirtees, the more the merrier. So that's our summer top knit along that goes until July 31st.
Yep.
Okay. Then we have coming up the SockALong, Summer Lee SockALong. And that, we have a registration deadline of the 17th of May, which is very soon. So the SockALong is, you're going to get a discount on sock yarn in June, July, and August. It goes from June 1st to August 31st or 30th.
Yeah,
or
you
whatever
still
August
have
is.
like 3 months, just pretty much like
Yeah,
the Shirtees,
you can
so-
make as many or as few socks as you want. Summer Lee knits it's going to be using any one of Summer Lee's patterns. So Summer Lee has like 31 individual patterns.
Plus, she has a book.
She has a book. She's going to be giving a book that's autographed as a prize. We have, and then she's giving a discount voucher to. That's why we need to know how many people are doing it if you want to
And
get
actually,
her
the
discount
deadline
code.
is coming up.
The
so we do
17th.
have a good amount signed up for sure, but we'd love to get more.
We
I
have
just
some
think-
fun samples too that we did for some Summer
Okay,
Lee patterns.
all right.
Okay, so these are the Summer Lee Comfort Core Shorties.
And that one is made with Emma's and Perennial, I think.
So sock yarn. And Meredith knit this sample, and thank you, Meredith. And this is one of her newer ones. So Summer Lee has a whole video on how she wanted to really emulate her favorite athletic sock. So she's got directions to like cinch in your little instep,
right,
just
yeah.
like those,
Right,
cute little
the
socks
little
that you
Bombas or
buy,
whatever, yeah.
how much
Yep.
they are. These can be your own custom and awesome. So that, and shorties go really fast.
And this one is called the Down Low Shorty.
It's part of the Shorty Set Volume 2.
So, but look, it's
So there's
got
3
this
patterns
cute
in
little
there.
cuff.
like
With
little
a little-
contrast.
Yeah, isn't that fun? I love that.
And then this one, these samples were both knit by Susan McKinley. And this one is the brioche light pattern. That is not brioche, it's just color work, like it's fake brioche, but brioche light for Summer Lee. So that's another one that's in that shorty set. So she's got 3 shorty options in there.
Sorry. This one is the Summer Lee hibernarial sock. Did you make one of these?
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
Judy knit that. Remember,
Oh, yeah.
that's the one Mr. Gibbs chewed up.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
then it's
Well,
been modified by Liz. So we chopped off about this much of the sock because Mr. Gibbs got into it when it was blocking.
well, it's cute with the
And
picot.
then Liz just did the little picot edge.
Yeah, that's
you
cute.
She
I
could
do have a video that I
Yeah, that
haven't
was funny.
quite published about that one yet.
And
but
then this one was knit by Wendy, her
This-
very favorite sock pattern ever.
Cider House.
That's a
Yeah.
Summer Lee pattern.
I love
And
the little athletic nod.
darling,
Right.
super cute. And Cider House, Wendy knits, I think, probably in her sleep, but
Right.
this is a cute option. There's fun cables. Check out this Moondrake tweed.
Yeah, check it out because
Check
we just
it
got
out. We just got
restock.
more.
Yep.
Oops, I almost dropped my teacup. We got a restock.
Yep.
I don't know.
And we added some colors. So this one's new. This is a new color.
This one is not tweed. Hello.
No, but it's cute. Come on.
We'll show it in a minute. But the tweed and the tweeds
Well,
like
this one isn't either.
okay. The tweeds we from Summer Lee are her, like she mentioned it. I'm like, oh, let's see about that one. Yeah, so and when we first got the Moondrake shipment, the tweeds, like the cool color tweeds, were gone in a flash.
Yep.
Also, these would be the most fun summer t-shirt.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
no
So
kidding.
we're
Yep.
restocked on
Yep.
that, and that just came yesterday. So back from market, and we're still getting, all the goodies. But this is new in her high twist fingering.
Yeah, turn it
sock
because there's a
yarn.
lot of color.
So that is
happening on
not
that.
one of the. But look at that, nice. And this is
know.
called Meadow, one of her summer colors. So Rochelle does like summer and seasonal colors. So we like that yarn. It's restocked, and hallelujah, we have a restock coming. I think tomorrow of Emma's, the halvesies.
Right.
So Emma's, and this is an Emma's yarn. Isn't that
That's
pretty?
called Shakes. The
That
color
kind of looks like what Shamrock Shakes,
must be.
and then
Yep.
she has some great greens. I mean,
Right.
yeah. And the Emmas that we like to stock as a staple are half skeins. They're about 200 yards. So that lets you get 2 contrast, do stripes. It lets you do probably, unless you have giant feet, a pair of shorties with 1 skein.
Right.
So anyway, okay, shorties or SockALong. Kids
Okay.
camp is coming up. 2 sessions in June.
Right. They're about half full.
We had to
both
sign
of
up
them.
yesterday, so 4
Right.
in one, 3 in another.
Yeah, so this is going to be fun for even if your kids have already done it. It's still going to be fun because camp director Liz is
She is
planning
fun.
some extra stuff for.
And she knows who's done it before. If you've
Right.
done it before, don't be afraid. You're welcome to come again. We will adjust. And also, if you received the very cool potholder loom, you'll want to bring it if you want to do potholders. Otherwise, we have other options for you.
Right.
So, and Liz has projects planned. And then we have a really fun new event.
Yep.
In June.
You may or may not have noticed it,
Yes.
but it's high tea and stitching in Red Lodge.
Pretend tea party. So
Wait,
I have
want
this.
you to pour me some.
Oh, this is a tea. I suppose there could be 2 cups in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Put your finger up.
And then,
Pretty.
how do you do that? I don't know how to.
You just put your little finger up and then you sip.
Wait, maybe I can only do it with my right hand. I don't know. I'm not good at the finger thing. That finger.
That's good. Good at the other one.
Okay. So, anywho, we are going to Red Lodge for high tea, and if you are an embroiderer or if you know someone who's an embroiderer only or cross stitch, invite them to come and be your friend for the afternoon.
Yep. So knitting or crochet or
knitting, crochet,
stitching.
any of the portable things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Needle
so
felting.
we're going to host it at Prerogative Kitchen in Red Lodge.
Which is the old city bakery in Red Lodge. It has great
Okay.
history there.
All right, because I have not actually been there, so I'm really excited about that.
Prerogative Kitchen is the chef is, I can't remember, Chef Chris? I can't remember his name. He's been nominated. He's a James Beard nominee a couple of years in a row. And then he and his wife run Prerogative, but they are tweaking it a little bit for a while. They own the building, they own the business. They're doing catering and special events. I've seen a few things on their Instagram that that they're planning. They also do the catering for Tippett Rise. So they're busy in the summer. And then they're morphing. So we have the space to ourselves for that afternoon.
Yeah, we don't have to share it.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
And so there, it will be lovely. He is English, and I know that he makes a damn fine sticky toffee pudding. So I'm hoping that will be, but we're not, we just, leaving the menu up to them.
And,
so I know the food will be good.
And I would say, yeah, it's high tea, but it is high tea in Montana. So
right, Red Lodge style.
Right. So dress up as much as you want. If you got some fancy boots, wear them. So, but that,
just, be comfy. And so Red Lodge is not that far away. It could be a day trip. I know a couple people are already extending it. So make it what you want. And this is our first pass at it. If it's successful, it could be a tradition.
Right.
Who knows? So anyway, that's
so we hope that you will join us. It's, I don't think, too expensive. It's a nice little getaway, a nice little event in the middle of starting at the beginning of the summer, really. So
right, who knows? It could be snowing that day. You never know in June. But anyway, that's happening. And then now I think a lot of you are probably eager to hear about a little bit of what's coming for the trip, from our trip. We saw some great things.
We did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's part of what's happening of the book.
Right.
The things we brought back to sell right away are these adorable mushroom kits.
They are so cute, you guys. Let's see if you can see the picture.
Yeah.
It's super cute. We saw them in person.
So it's just a little set. The pattern you have to get yourself, but it's Shira. She's the lady who does all of the gnomes.
Yep.
So and there's our cool price tag right on there from where we got them.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, but anywho, so nice little mini skeins, and then there's a pretty green one.
Yeah, think they were so cute.
They were from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and I think they're an Illinois dyeing company.
Yeah,
Clinton, Illinois. I know where that is. So we brought those back, and then we also brought back some Lemonwood. The little minders. Yay!
Yep.
Oh, can you see them? So these, and we were able to visit with the owner and her son who do these, and it was so wonderful to have a face-to-face conversation, to learn a little bit about the history of these Lemonwood products. They have a patent pending. There are now lots of copycats, which is, I guess the way things go, but these are not like what's it called? Cookie cutter art. They're not.
Right. Well,
they're actually, he's a graphic artist. They're her son. They're his designs. They're using high quality wood. They're making them in Tucson, Arizona. So Lemonwood are the original needle minders. You put your yarn on here, it spins.
And you put your wrist in here, your hand in here, so you can walk and knit at the same time.
And knit, or
can you do that?
Our favorite thing, I think, is to hang it like when you're traveling.
Right.
Hang it, especially in a vehicle.
Right.
RV season's coming up.
For you don't want your yarn falling all over the floor.
Yeah. So it will spin freely. Don't do it while you're driving, but if you're a passenger, yay. So we have these, we ordered, but these we were able to buy and bring back safely in our suitcases. So that was really, it was really not, I mean, her son is an artist. So, what a way to, it's just great. It was a
Right.
neat story.
Yeah, yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. The other, I mean, it's, again, he's not using clip art. He's,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was awesome. And then we have, we'll give you like just some sneak peeks or tell you a little bit about things to look for coming from now until like fall.
We found 4 new hand dyers,
Mm-hmm.
and they represent the world, really.
Mm-hmm.
We have some yarn that's actually local wool, and
Mm-hmm.
so they're using wool from Montana and Wyoming. So we're very excited. That's actually probably going to be here sooner
Pretty
than later,
soon, I
very
think.
soon.
In fact, I think it's been shipped.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a Chicago dyer,
Mm-hmm. That'll be
which
fun.
we loved, and we're kind of we're really drawn to nice graphics and things. Her labels are cool. We really
Mm-hmm.
like that. So we're excited about that one. Then we're getting a dyer from the Netherlands,
Mm-hmm.
and those are really fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're yeah,
We're not. We don't want. Yeah.
we're not going to tell you everything, but
And then we have a new Irish dyer.
right,
Mm-hmm.
yep. So
A dyeing duo.
we're excited to introduce you guys
Again,
to some new dyers.
It's those face-to-face connections, and we
Right.
have a couple of others. Yeah, I think potentially we'll have one more for sure. Because she was just like, yeah, order whatever you want. So anyway,
Right.
we were like, okay, we'll do that. And then there's another and yet another
I know. Well,
hand dyer that we reconnected with because
Right.
you remember the Harry Potter trunk shows
right.
Mhm.
That was Forbidden
Mhm.
Fibers, and so
in July, late July, we're doing another book themed trunk
time
show.
comes, and we'll see if you can figure out.
I don't
what
know if
that-
anyone's heard of these. Is
But-
that backwards?
maybe, but I'm pretty sure they
Okay.
know them. So if you haven't started reading them, you might want to. They're
The
sort
most
of
brutally addictive fantasy I've read in a decade.
brutally. And okay, I started this one. Yeah, I'm admitting I haven't read it, but I know so many people that have. Both my daughters are totally into it. I'm up to page 102 on this one. So, and I've only been reading it for a couple nights. So, and I'm only reading at night. Anyway, so we know there's a huge series. And did you read more on that?
I read a little on the back.
What?
I don't know. The color spreading down his legs.
Anyway, it's the Romanticides, and we are getting a trunk show
Yeah.
in July. And
Okay, this one's a trilogy, right? 3 of them.
I think so. I
Yeah.
don't know how. There's a lot of these.
And this author has written a lot, but this series, she's taking a little break on. It sounded like, but she's got 3 out. And Alyssa, I can't wait. Okay, so yeah.
Oh
so
my
maybe,
gosh, she says. Oh,
Oh,
my
hilarious.
God.
Okay, so that is coming. That's going to be fun. We always did enjoy that.
Thank you,
Harry Potter
Alice,
trunk
for
show.
loaning the
Yes,
books.
we've got a great source for loaning. That's great.
Yep.
Okay, we found gifts for Yarnies. So mugs and wine glasses
Yep.
will be coming. Bonnie Bischoff, you remember those darling little bags she did, the whimsical like woodland
Little
things.
creatures.
So
Yeah.
she has a new design, and we reordered. Those are like going to be here Monday.
Yep. Those will be fun.
We found some buttons. There's been a little bit of a concern about buttons because Joanne Fabrics did have a nice button array.
Right.
And I think, anyway, we've
We've added
to try
a
to
few.
not fill that, but
Right.
definitely we
Yeah.
can beef that up a little bit. And those really amazing redesigned bags that
Right.
everyone loved.
Yep.
We got
met.
to see the booth. We got to meet Morton and Michael and talk about Denmark and hear the accent. And
Right.
then,
I'm sure you'd love that kind of
yeah,
reconnecting
that was
with
fun.
you.
And then, so we've ordered, we've seen. They are as lovely as they were.
Yep.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah.
love it when they send us emails.
Yeah, very nice. The bags are amazing. They have anyway
Some new
So
shapes. We've had
Some new
getting
designed.
some of the similar
Mhm.
shapes, but maybe different leathers, and then we're getting some new shapes and maybe some needle cases. So
yeah, I think those are
Yeah.
actually en route. Okay, And then we found new core yarns, like, kind of our wonderful kind of basics, not hand dyed, those kinds of things. We're going to be able to regroup a little bit on, I mean, we're not like starting over, but there will be some fresh things coming in. It's important to do that, and we are excited about them. So there's going to be some acrylics that will be coming, a British fingering that will be coming, some DK wool collaborations with people and yarn companies that we found, worsted Donegal, and that, I guess, is it.
Well, and we don't want to talk.
Oh yeah, embroidery.
So one of our companies we've worked with in the past, we reconnected with them, and because now they're only doing embroidery stuff. So we're getting some little collections of like little color stories of embroidery thread. So we're all hand dyed. So yeah. So expect that.
That'll be fun. And yes, again, seeing things, there's absolutely nothing like it. So
yeah, we're super excited. We could talk about more, but I feel like we've probably talked long enough. I think we're into the 40-minute range here. So
yeah, we are.
So, and probably the shop opened 7 minutes ago. So we
need to get going.
We might have some people coming in. So anyway,
sock combos, you guys. Perennial. Look at that. You don't have to spend a fortune on hand dyed. You can do it in a more affordable way if you want to. Perennial is a great option, but look at this combo. I felt like this is a new minty color for
I like
them.
that with the gray.
Beautiful.
That's fun. Yeah.
Even that pop. Or, your classic white. Isn't that lovely?
Yep.
So, anyway.
Sorry, lots more to talk about. We'll talk more about it next week. We'll give you more options.
Have a wonderful day.
Have an awesome
See you
day.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Oops, maybe.